All right, we have some absolutely fire content coming to My Hero Ultra Impact. So first off, they have changed the icon image for the game. This is now what we have gearing up for the new season of the anime, and so I think we can expect some very big things out of this season and in the game. We already do have Faux 100% Deku, which is what this image is right here, and so far as general pool releases go, he has been very, very good. And this new unit that we are going to talk about in this video is looking very good as well as far as general pool units go. Now the previous Araka that just came out, she was kind of like you know, but like hopefully they keep up this trend of releasing really good, viable, usable general pool units. So we will see, but let's go ahead and talk about all the information we have from this data mine thanks to Hydros. We're going to start by talking about one of the most important things probably to free-to-play players, really to all players. It's even important to me, and that is the upcoming gifts. So these three right here should already be like in the game and be available to us, and that is going to be these 5 tickets here for the TV anime release celebration recruit, the 60 hero gems for maintenance and 50 stamina for maintenance. All these things, very nice rewards, right? And I think this is going to be great getting these additional tickets that you see down here, because we have already gotten what, 35, 40, 45 tickets, I think 45 tickets in total if you include these 5 right here. So this will be what, 50, 60 tickets I think total. That's 6 multis, 6 free multis total if you've been logging in and getting your tickets and completing the missions and stuff like that. So that is a good amount of multis for free, and I think that is absolutely amazing. I could be off, it might just be 5 multis total. I don't remember the exact ticket count that they've given us, but either way, whether it's 5 multis or 6 multis for free, that is insanely good. So you want to make sure you're logging in. You'll be able to claim these sets of 5 tickets from 427 to 55, and from 54 to 512, and from 511 to 519. So basically make sure you're logging in for the upcoming month every, you know, at least once a week, so you can claim those tickets. Next up, we do have some main quest item drop rates coming up. Those are the only ones that really matter. The hero-based coins and stuff like that, it's like they're there. You guys can see them. They're not that great. They're not that important. Whenever it comes to My Hero Ultra Impact, if you're new, the most important rate-up campaigns to you are going to be the main quest rate-up campaigns. Why is that? It's because it increases the amount of items that drop from the main quest, and you need the items from the main quest to level up your ability boards to make your characters as strong as possible. So while ×3 drop rates is good, which will be coming up on the 27th or this weekend and go until the 29th, it's not that great when you compare it to the ×5 drop rates that is going to be happening on the 3rd to the 6th. So you want to make sure that from the 3rd to the 6th, this is another weekend, it should be, you are logging in and you are completing your main quest and getting as many items as you can for your ability boards and stuff like that. And that is the only ×5 I see that we have coming up here within like a good amount of time. So you want to make sure that you actually log in during that particular time from 5.3 to 5.6 and farm out your ability board items, because then it goes back to ×3 on 5.11 to 5.12. So just keep that in mind. But those are the best, you know, rate up campaigns that we have. We have VE Tower ones, we have USJ ones and all that, but those are kind of like, they're all right. Additionally, we have Golden Week coming up, and to celebrate Golden Week, I don't know if they're going to do more than this. So far, we haven't seen anything from Hydros that they're going to give us stuff for free, but to celebrate Golden Week, they are doing this special campaign where they're going to be selling 500 hero gems, plus it looks like stamina, a character ticket, tonics, and level up bars. I don't know, I think this is all going to be one pack. Yeah, this value pack is now on sale, don't miss the opportunity. So that's all one pack, which isn't bad, but the question is, what are they going to value it at, right? We don't have a price here. I do believe this will be coming out around the 29th would be my guess. There was actually no date from Hydros on this. I didn't even bother to message him, I'm not gonna lie, but if I message him, he could probably find a date for me. But I would guess it's gonna be around the 29th, because according to JP, Golden Week starts around the 29th for most people over there, I believe. So that's when you can probably expect to see this pack if you are interested in buying this pack. And then we have the TV anime 6th season scenario added to the case files. This is already in the game as we speak. It was immediately put in. And so I find this really interesting. Are they going to start now putting in the story quest into case files instead of main quests? That way they're not adding to the ability boards, because I've been saying for a while they're going to add ability boards 14 and 15, right? Well, now if they're putting season 6 into the case files, it seems that's not going to be the case. So maybe we're not going to end up with extra ability boards or stuff like that. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But for right now, the sixth season, if I could enunciate that correctly, is going to be placed into a case file, as you can see right here, where you will be able to get copies of Redestro, Gran Torino, and this Mina and their DX pieces. So if you were lacking any of these characters, didn't have their DX pieces or stuff like that, well, now this is a good opportunity to get those things, as well as some extra free hero gems and stuff like that. So you guys want to make sure you are completing this case file. I will be doing a video where I go over at least like the boss battles and stuff for this case file. So if you guys would like to see that, make sure you check it out. It'll probably come out the day after this particular video right here. And now we get into the banners. So I'm going to go over these banners in the order of their release. So this banner, it has just released right now with this newest update on the 24th. It will run until the 1st of next month, and you are able to get the Impact Fest Bakugo. Now, don't miss this, because while this Bakugo is like, you know, okay, he has fallen off, right? Most people don't want him as badly as like they might want the celebration units. However, this Aizawa right here, he has not fallen off yet. I would say he is still very viable, very good for overall PvE and PvP content. Very, very decent. If you don't believe me, go check out the tier list I did recently. You can find those under my tier list playlist on my channel page, and you can see both PvP and PvE, but Aizawa still ranks fairly highly on those tier lists, so I think this character is definitely worth pulling, especially if you are new to the game. Now, if you have one copy of him, I don't necessarily think he's worth, you know, getting to DX 130. Like, it's nice to have extra copies, but I think even just having one copy of him is good enough. So if you're new to the game, it's kind of worth pulling for him to try and get him. You got drop rates times 1.5, but if you've been around for a while, probably not worth pulling, okay? And then also I have to point out the JP anniversary will be coming out in like June or July-ish time, depending on when they decide to actually do it. And we'll be getting some new Impact Fest units then, and potentially with higher drop rates to 1.5 times rates. Who knows, it might stay 1.5 times, but they might increase it to like 2 times. So we'll just have to see what ends up happening then. So if you are a free-to-play player, you might just want to save your hero gems for that, and keep that in mind as we go over these next few banners. Next, we're going to have an ABL type select recruit. So this means all the characters featured on this banner are going to be blue type characters. This banner will be running from the 27th of this month until the 4th of next month. And on this banner, you will be able to obtain Bakugo, Tsu, Kirishima, Ojiro, Monoma, Toga, and Mirko. All of these characters have served a purpose in the past. All of them have been decent at some point. I would say, well, with the exception of like Ojiro, and Ojiro and Toga, they haven't been like really found their place. Ojiro could be decent in certain scenarios. Toga, I don't know. I don't know where she's decent really. But if you were to pull on this banner, which I would not advise, but if you do happen to pull on this banner just because you're really hurting for blue characters, right? Then the character you are going to want to pull for is definitely going to be Monoma. Monoma is like #1 above all these other characters. He is a beast. He is very, very good. He is very meta. Definitely worth pulling if you can get this Monoma right here. He is the absolute prize from this banner. Besides that, you could go for like Bakugo or Tsu in terms of damage. I would say they're still both pretty decent damage dealers. I would say Bakugo is probably a little bit better overall. And then like defense wise, Kirishima's okay if you have no other defense units. I did just do like a showcase on him level 130 in PvP, and he did all right for, you know, what I wanted him to do. So he can be viable if you build him a very specific way with very specific memories, put him on a very specific team, he can work, okay? But he's not the greatest, all right? So I would say like top priority being Monoma, second priority being Bakugo or Tsu, and third priority maybe being either Kirishima or Mirko, and then bottom priority being Ojiro and Toga. They're just not very good. But that would be for the blue banner. If you do decide to summon on this banner, once again, I would not advise it. And last but not least, we get into the good stuff. We have a new banner for Hawks, but this is not just any Hawks. This is our first general pool dual units, okay? So this is really, really neat, because before we had Deku and Rhodey, who were a dual unit, but Rhodey, it didn't really add anything to it, right? Like, so the thing about this unit is now this Hawks, who wouldn't normally have burn, has the ability to burn the opponents because it's a dual unit with Endeavor, right? So I think that is really, really cool and really sick. So I would say this is like our first kind of like, you know, dual unit. The only thing is I don't know if I would almost guarantee they're not going to have animations together other than the Plus Ultra. They're not going to be standing together on the battlefield or stuff like that. Would be sick if they were. As a dual unit, I'd be very, very hyped for that. I'm but personally, I'm just happy to see that Endeavor has some sort of effect in Hawks' kit, which looks cool. So we'll be taking a look at, you know, the SR memory, the UR memory, and Hawks and all that. But this banner will be coming out on the 1st, and it will run till the 15th. This is a general pool unit. A lot better than the Uraraka we just got recently, and honestly, this is a unit I kind of glanced over the kit and I'm like, I'm torn. I don't know. I feel like this is a character that could be insanely good, or they could just end up being very mid. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, so we'll have to see how this one ends up playing out. But yeah, and then there is one more banner actually coming out after this banner. We'll talk about that, and then we'll start talking about the stuff in particular on this banner. And that banner that is going to be coming out after the new character release banner is going to be a TV Anime's 6th season character select recruit, where you will once again be able to pull for Vigilante Deku as a featured unit, which is neat, and the Green Bakugo, Blue Endeavor, Yellow Shigaraki, Yellow Dabi, and Compress, and Mirko, and Nagant, okay? Now, this is actually a pretty dang good banner as far as general pool banners go. The reason being, Compress, a very good unit. Endeavor, a very good unit. Dabi, still decent to this day. Nagant, a very good unit. Vigilante Deku has his uses, right? I would say the only characters that really haven't found great use would be like the Shigaraki. He's not been that great. Green Bakugo has just, he could be good for long form content. Unfortunately, we don't have it in the game yet. And then Mirko. So those are kind of the only 3 characters here that aren't great to pull. They're not by any means bad characters, just not as good as the others. Like Compress is still freaking goated to this day. Like absolutely, this is probably the best character to pull on this banner once again. And then after that, I would say Endeavor or Nagant are the next best. And then after that, I would say Vigilante Deku and then the other characters. So that's kind of how I'd pull on this banner if you are going to pull on it. But once again, I would recommend just maybe not even pulling on this banner because, you know, these are all general pool units, and if you're pulling for a new character like on the Hawks banner, you still have a chance to pull any of these characters while you're pulling for Hawks at the same time. So with that said, let's take a look at the free-to-play event memory that is coming out alongside Hawks. So this is the free-to-play event memory. It is called Blessed by Apprentices, and it increases characters' max HP by 30% if there are any pro heroes on the team. When HP is less than 30%, restores characters taking damage by 35% for 3 turns up to 1 time, and gives character the ability to make a last stand up to 1 time. Like, this is good if you just need a survival memory to help a character stay alive who might be dying, but realistically, I honestly don't see too many opportunities to use this either in PvE or PvP right now. I guess you could use it in the new case files if you really wanted to, but honestly, it's not going to be a super great memory. Like the last stand is okay. Maybe throw it on Mirko if you want to run Mirko for fun. Give Mirko extra last stands and stuff like that if you do have her. Other than that, as far as SR memories go, like it's okay, but not necessary and not needed. This is the summonable SR memory, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the art looks really weird on this particular memory. Normally, the art team is killing it, but is it just me, or does Deku look kind of weird to me? I don't know, All Might looks kind of weird too. It just looks weird to me overall, but this memory is called Love-Filled Lunchbox. It increases characters' max HP by 15% every 3 turns, increases characters' max HP by 15% up to 2 times, and regenerates characters' HP by 10% for 3 turns up to 3 times. So another max HP increasing memory. And this one heals, but it doesn't give last stand. So I mean, it's like cool, I guess, to have a memory that heals and increases max HP, but at the same time we have characters that do that for us. So I guess it opens up the opportunity to like run an all attack team without any healers, but like this doesn't do enough healing to actually warrant that, especially since it's an SR memory. So honestly, I don't really know where you're going to use this. So far, both the SR memories not really needed. They're kind of interesting, gimmicky, give you HP, but like when is that going to be useful to you, right? So just keep that in mind. SR memory is not really needed. Let's take a look at the UR memory. So the UR memory is called Veteran Team Rollout, and I really like this art. I like the colors. It's very vibrant, looks great. Art team, here we go. Killing it. I don't know what was up with the SR memory on that summonable SR memory. It felt weird to me, but maybe I'm just crazy. So Veteran Team Rollout increases character speed by 40% when equipped by a pro hero. That's okay. I wish it was 50%. If it was 50%, I could get a lot more behind it, right? We do have other memories that get 50%, so it's like, but yeah. Increases skill impact of all allies by 15% for 3 turns when used in a second or later successfully executed skill chain. So this gives a technical hit, and it gives increased skill impact, and it gives speed. Like, it's not bad at all. It's an okay memory. I feel like the technical hit part is good for VE Tower. The speed part is good for PvP, but really it only offers one thing for each of them. It offers speed for PvP, and it offers a technical hit for PvE. But on the other hand, we have other memories that give like 3 things towards PvE or 3 things towards PvP. So this memory, my point is, it's not good at any one particular thing. It's not good for PvP. It's not necessarily great for PvE. It's just an okay memory for both. And so I think that makes the memory overall kind of mid. Now, increasing skill impact of all allies by 15%, that could be decent because it stacks it. It lasts for 3 turns, so you could potentially stack it right to 30% skill impact for all allies. And then if you have an ally who increases skill impact even further or increases power or something like that, you could potentially be hitting pretty hard with all of your allies. So that part right there could be like the sleeper part of this memory that makes it good. So I really don't know. I can't tell you how good it's going to be until we get it in game. But on paper, I would say that could actually be really, really crazy. The rest of it's kind of just mid, but like that part right there could be very, very good. So we'll have to wait and see when we get this memory in the game. And last but not least, let's talk about Fierce Wings and Flames Hawk. So we'll start by looking at the arts because I love this. Normally I don't look at the arts first, but this time I have to. So this is the Unawakened art for Hawks. Looks pretty decent, right? Like, that looks sick in and of itself without Endeavor, but hold on, wait till we get our boys together. So here's your boys together, and just imagine these two floating around on your home screen, man. It's going to look so good. It's going to look so hype. I really like, even if the character isn't good, just to have these two on my home screen, I kind of want to go all in and summon. So I normally don't hype up general pool units just for like the way they look and stuff like that, but I feel like this is a sick combo. And if they wanted to bait us before like some really big character that they're going to release to celebrate the release of the anime, or maybe this is to celebrate the release of the anime, but if they wanted to bait us before they release something big, this is how they would do it. They release something like this, and then they're going to release like an Impact Vest unit right after, and we're going to spend so much money and be broke. But yeah, this unit looks very, very good. Let's take a look at their actual kit though and see how they look kit wise. Alright, so the plus ultra move is called Fierce Wings Heated Fist, of course, because they are together. The rest of these are called like Covert Feathers, Fierce Wings Buckshot, so I assume Endeavor's not going to have anything to do with this Hawks besides the plus ultra. So deals 500% damage to a single opponent with a high chance 75%. That's actually pretty good. Burning the opponent for 4 turns. 4 turns. If this was an AoE, oh my gosh, it'd be so freaking good. I wish it was, but 75% chance to burn for 4 turns is good. Extends a single opponent's cooldown time by 1. That is going to be broken. Only available though, here's the catch, in Arena and Club Festival. It will not work in other game modes, which is, I don't necessarily like that, but it is what it is. Greatly increases character skill impact relative to their own speed. This skill gains piercing shot and increases skill impact by 30% if the opponent is burning already. So he works even better with like a burning character potentially, or if the opponent is burning already, because then he will have a piercing shot and increased skill impact by 30%, which is pretty dang good. So piercing shot, increased skill impact, increases the opponent's cooldown time, and has a high chance to burn all in one skill. Sounds pretty good, right? Pretty decent. Now, the only thing I really don't like in particular, after I read through this the first time, we'll see if I remember this correctly, but it is this part right here that says greatly increases skill impact relative to their own speed. So you would think that they would have somewhere in this kit that it is increasing Hawks' speed through a passive, but he doesn't really do that through his passive. From what I see, he does a little bit for like all people, but not that much for himself, like no stacking speed or anything. So we'll see as we go through this. Increases plus ultra move skill impact of all allies by 25% for action skill 1, which is called Covert Feathers, for 3 turns, and increases their speed by 25% for 3 turns. So there's a 25% speed increase, which is decent, okay? And then increases plus ultra gauge of all allies that are pro heroes by 30% and makes them agile for 3 turns. I really like that. Making all pro hero allies agile, that's going to help tremendously with making pro heroes a little bit more viable when it comes to PvP. When used in a successfully executed skill chain, increases the cooldown time of randomly selected target by 2 for 2 turns. That's nuts. That throws off skill chain so much, man. That could be so freaking broken. The only catch is it is random. You don't get to choose who it's on. So keep that in mind. It is a cooldown time of 4 on that though, which is solid. Now this is not an attack skill, so sometimes I get kind of nervous when I see units that don't have 2 attack skills. But like this one does plenty because it increases their skill cooldown by 2, gives extra impact to your allies by 25% and extra speed. And it also gives them plus ultra gauge by 30% and makes them agile. Like it's doing so much, right? It's actually a really, really good support skill. And then for action skill 2, Fierce Wings Buckshot deals 250% damage to all opponents. This is an AoE, gives character skill impact up relative to the character speed. So there's another thing with the speed, right? When used in a second or later successfully executed skill chain, cancels all temporary nullified status ailment effects of all opponents. So this part's very interesting as well. And has a low chance of blocking the recovery for 3 turns. So being able to cancel nullified status element effects. So does that mean like you could use this Hawk's AoE, put him at the start of a skill chain, and then go for the stuns and binds right after with your other characters? I think that's the way it sounds. So that could be kind of freaking crazy and really, really scary. I feel like this Hawks in Endeavor could change the entire way PvP works, right? So it makes me nervous. We'll have to see though. And the thing that makes me say they could be really, really good or mid is that like anytime I see a character with 1 attack skill, right? And the other one being a support skill, I feel like that character has never really performed super, super well in PvP with the exception of like, you know, Celebration Yayorozu, who obviously has 2 support skills and is super meta. So we'll have to see. So far though, like just on paper, it looks like this character would be very good, right? And then for auto skill 1, the new number 2 increases plus ultra move skill impact of all allies that are pro heroes by 25% and gives them the ability to evade 1 time up to 1 time, and then increases character skill impact by 25% when character has increased speed. So once again, a bunch of like skill impact up and stuff like that, but so far no increased speed besides from his skill 1. So keep that in mind. And then for skill 2, the 1 to support number 1 increases max HP of all allies excluding character that are pro heroes by 20%, increases their speed by 20% for 3 turns up to 1 time. Now the thing is, I believe this increases his own speed as well. I'm not sure with the way it's worded though. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky because it says increases max HP of all allies excluding character that are pro heroes, and then also increases their speed by 20% for 3 turns. So if that gives himself speed at the start of battle, you know, that could be okay. And reduces their damage they receive by 20% for 3 turns up to 1 time, right? So like that's pretty good. Reducing damage at the beginning of battle, giving extra max HP, and then potentially giving speed as well at the start of battle. Like that's all really good support. The question is, does he also give that damage reduction, and does he give the speed to himself, or does he just give it to his allies that are specifically pro heroes, right? That is the question. After character receives 2 attacks from a burning opponent, increases the cooldown time of a randomly targeted single opponent by 2 for 3 turns up to 3 times. So it's almost like you want to run this Hawks with a character who can burn, and then if you get attacked, well, yeah, that's all she wrote, man. You messed up their skill chain. So I'm so interested to see how this ends up working out, because this could create a totally new meta team, because I feel like you can't run the normal team with this type of unit and do everything that you want this unit to do with the burns and with the skill impact up and with the agile and stuff like that, because he is definitely a pro hero support type attack character. It's really weird. He's like a hybrid attack support character. So it's almost like this might be the start of a pro hero team. This might be what we've been praying for like 2 years now. So it could be happening. It might be happening right now. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but like this could be a very, very hype unit, or he could fall flat. I'm just so nervous for him to get into the game. The question is, are we going to have units that actually work to run alongside him and make a decent like team with him? That is the biggest question. So we will have to see. If you have ideas for teams in your head already, go down to the comments, post your team ideas. You know, we'll start getting together, putting together some teams, coming up with some ideas and stuff like that. But last but not least for this video, we have to take a look at the plus ultra animation for this character. Okay, so shout out to Hydros for all of this information for this Plus Ultra animation. He does have a YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. Hydros Impact. He does all the data mines for My Hero Ultra Impact as well as My Hero Ultra Rumble, where I get all my information. Great guy. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. I already see the custom USJ background, so I'm ready. I'm ready. A general pool unit with a custom background. Yo, you know they put some work into this. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be good. Let's see. Okay, that's their intro animation. Okay. All right, we got Hawks just popping off. Please tell me Endeavor's in the Plus Ultra animation. Oh, he is? Okay, good. Good. Yo, the back-to-back. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Them flying in together. Yo, it's good. It's good. I am so ready for this. I am so ready for this. Oh man, I don't want to go to broke on a general pool unit. Watch, it's going to be one of those ones I have to pity. I'm not getting this in like 5 summons, man, but oh, that'd be the dream, man. It looks so good. It looks, I'm so ready for this unit, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. There is so much good stuff coming our way for My Hero Ultra Impact this year with the return of the anime, with the JP anniversary coming up here in a few months. I am so ready. Let me know how you guys are feeling down in the comments. If you guys did enjoy the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and peace.